It's freedom, and I think that it's an expression of femininity. When I'm at a coffee shop, I love watching the action. I love the socialization of it. I get to meet people, I chat with people, I see all kinds of different characters coming into the shop. It just gives me energy. And so even though it's noisy, I love it. It gives me inspiration to write. My name is Wanda St. Hilaire, and this is my story. So today I'm working on my second travel memoir, and it takes place in 4 countries. I'd promised myself upon the first cancer that I had, because travel is my #1 passion, I said, I am going to travel as many times, as often as I can. And so I take my laptop or my notepads and I write in coffee shops everywhere in the world. I was first diagnosed when I was 29 years old. So I was newlywed, just 10 months into a marriage. And so I was really surprised. And at that time, 29, it just wasn't very common for a woman to have breast cancer at 29. And in 2010, I was about to celebrate a 20-year triumph over the disease. And then, boom, I've got it again. It was like a state of shock being hit by a tsunami. At first I was really, really angry. I was angry with myself, I was angry with God, I was angry with the universe. There were so many factors that made it even more harsh. This time around, I didn't have a partner. I didn't think I'd have to experience this alone, ever again. And so that was difficult. Yeah. I'd just gone back to work January 2013, and I was working for 6 months when my building was hit by the epic flood in Calgary. I remember distinctly standing knee-deep in mud and looking at all of my belongings, and this feeling overcame me of, I surrender. I surrender. I'm clearly not in control of this situation. I think that in Canada, we're a little bit naive about what a diagnosis like this does. We think that there are so many resources and campaigns and pink ribbon. And what I've learned in the process was that there really is limited funding for women going through this. A middle-class woman, if you have if you've saved money, squirreled it away diligently, you're expected to use those resources. So at 50, I found myself with my life savings being completely wiped out. Here I looked for assistance a while back, and I thought for this to just fall out of the sky was just an amazing feeling. That was a sort of a renewal of hope. It's a fabulous organization, and I'm so thrilled that they've got the mandate now where they're helping breast cancer patients hands-on. It's so important. It's so needed in Alberta right now. It's really important for our culture to understand that sometimes the face of poverty or when people need assistance, we assume that people look a certain way or act a certain way or they behave a certain way. Maybe they've been reckless or irresponsible. And that's not the case many times. A lot of times it's one diagnosis, one little thing goes sideways, and your whole life can turn around. When I started the piece, it did remind me of me, maybe a few years ago. One thing that breast cancer does to, I'm sure, almost every woman is it breaks you open. And any facade that you had is gone. It's dropped. And so you are very vulnerable, and you have to accept living in that vulnerability. It's just part of the disease. So that painting symbolizes to me that nakedness, that vulnerability. Right now, I live a lot on faith, and I visualize. I spend time visualizing, and I visualize the places that I will go. That's what I think about. Is just that hopefulness of future adventures. My name is Wanda St. Hilaire, and I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor.